Good morning. Hope your Sunday's off to a great start. I'm Justin Warmoth. Our guest today on Flashpoint, a tremendous leader, Orange County Mayor Teresa Jacobs. Mayor Jacobs, thank you so much for being here today on Flashpoint. Hope you're doing well.
I'm doing wonderful. Thanks for asking.
You know, it's been 2 months since the Pulse tragedy. We've seen just an outpouring of support from the community. How are you doing?
You know, I thank you for asking, and I think I'm doing as well as I can be doing under the circumstances. I think that a lot of people in our community really rose to the occasion that they needed to at the time, but I think that there's still a lot of pain in the community, and I think it's important for all of us to remember that as strong as we are collectively, that we still have to reach out to people that were affected, family members, those who were at Pulse, loved ones of people that were at Pulse, and even people that were never there and just are still feeling the pain of that loss and the trauma of that night. And I'm human. I mean, I have my moments where it becomes very, very real, and I think we just need to remember that the whole community is going through that, and we need to stay strong, united, and supportive of each other.
I don't know how often you drive Orange Avenue, but I know I do. And when I drive Orange Avenue, I can't help but look and just see, even to this day, 2 months later, people are still out there, and they're still going and paying their respects. What does that mean to you?
It means everything to me, and I'm sure it does. I'm sure it does to our LGBTQ community. I know it does to the family members of loved ones that were lost. It's very important. It's very important. This is a part of our history forever here in Orlando. But our healing and our support and our compassion and our unity is part of our future. And seeing people still coming out and paying their respects is extremely important part of that healing.
And we've seen just so many people, from top officials to our neighbors, paying their respects. What are some of the stories that have really stuck out to you?
Oh, there have been so many stories. You know, personal stories from victims that have been there. It's amazing how interconnected our community is. The first young man that was killed was Corey. Corey, as it turns out, was in training to be one of our firefighters, and we awarded him honorary fighter status. And when we transferred the crosses, those beautiful 49 crosses from the hospital to our history center, I waited and I wanted to be able to take the last cross and place the last cross at the history center, not knowing whose cross it would be, and ironically it was Corey's cross. So touching, examples like that. People that came from all over, the gentleman that came bringing the C2C flag from Washington down to Orlando, and he happened to be there when we brought faith-based leaders to our chambers to join with our LGBTQ community to show support. He was there, and he said, can we hang this somewhere in Orange County? And we hung it on our building. And the overwhelming support in our community for that flag being hung there was frankly surprising and incredibly uplifting. So I think, I couldn't single out any single story, but there's so many stories. There's so many stories of tragedy and sorrow and loss, but for every one of them, there's an incredible story of strength, of resilience, of love and compassion. I think one of the members of the sheriff's office who mentioned that when he ran in, he was running in with Muslims and with Hispanics and with gays, and they were all running together to help. It didn't matter to them who they were helping or who was beside them.
It makes you proud to live here.
Yeah, made me incredibly proud to live here. I've loved living here, but I've never been more proud than I was then.
I agree with
that.
And
I am today.
Well, we're going to have much more when we come back with Orange County Mayor Teresa Jacobs right after this break. Stay with us. Thank you.
What will define us as a community is how we respond. This country, this community has come too far in our fight for equality and justice for all.
And that was, of course, Orange County Mayor Teresa Jacobs speaking at one of the first vigils for the Pulse victims at the Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center. I know not only Central Florida was watching, but the world was watching, and you really put on quite a show. Fantastic to listen to, and you really brought a lot of people up with those words. In that speech, you were praising the turnout. There were so many people out there. What was that like to see that?
You know, the first vigil was at Dr. Phillips, and I was overwhelmed with the amount of people that were there, and it was so uplifting, so incredibly uplifting for me personally to see that kind of turnout. And then the second one a week later at Lake Eola with 50,000 people, so many of them that aren't even part of the LGBT community that came out and wanted to be there to show their enormous support. It was the most uplifting experience of my life, to be honest with you. And, you know, we really were on the world stage as a community. And I think the message that our local community sent was really a model for the rest of the country and the rest of the world to emulate. Like you and I were just talking about, beyond proud, totally inspired by our community. And I think so much of the world was watching and was equally inspired that this is really a turning point for a lot of people in how we think about each other, how we treat each other. Equality, respect, and love should know no boundaries, and differences should never divide us. And if those 49 lives aren't remembered and revered and cherished and honored through that understanding relevance, then we here locally have done something wrong to not make sure that the world shares in our understanding of compassion and love.
Absolutely. And we were talking just a short time ago about those 49 crosses, about all the everything that folks were bringing out to Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center and how now it's being preserved.
Yeah.
Can you talk to us about the process with how that was a very tedious process?
Yeah.
But talk about how it's going now. I know it's at the Orange County History Center.
Yeah, it was so important to us that, one, we make sure that we preserve, that we don't let the weather destroy those artifacts, but we also want to make sure that nobody thought we were taking them away from the community, that anything was not being saved. So we have preserved everything except for the perishables, and even the perishables are being put to good use. I think one of the touching stories for me was a Boy Scout who said, geez, I never thought, when I saw this and I felt so bad, I never thought I could have any role to play. And part of his role was helping us collect the petals from the flowers so that they could be properly used. And
I remember that story.
He was touched.
Yeah, I remember that.
And he wanted to be a part. You saw this whole community saying, give me something I can do to make a difference. And we have literally over 3,000 artifacts that have been saved and preserved. And the next, the next stage, and we will take our time, because I think this community needs time to gain some perspective of what happened and how we responded. But the History Center, the Pulse location, there will be a number of places that will permanently memorialize those lives, the sacrifice, the history of our LGBT community, and equally important, our community's response and our future.
And you see those obvious ones, the DPAC, you see Pulse, but then there are so many smaller ones, murals all over Mills 50 area, just popping up. And what is it like to see that? I mean, those murals are gorgeous. Right down to small yard signs that people put up immediately after and continue to. Every single one of them, I didn't lose anybody personal, but every one of them helps me feel better, and I know it helps our whole community. It's just a remarkable reflection on the kindness and the compassion that exists in our community, and that's where our focus needs to be, on the good that is in the human nature and what is here, because there's certainly enough focus on the evil that exists around the world, but there's an awful lot of good, and we're seeing it here. Now, we were talking, you just came from a meeting. Can you just explain, kind of give us a little bit of that?
Yeah, we have had a lot of different individual organizations, nonprofits that exist here in Orange County to support members of the LGBTQ community. But until Pulse, although they've worked together and know each other, it's a tight-knit community. There has never been an organization that represents all of them. So they formed the LGBTQ Alliance, and we had a coffee this morning to talk about what's missing, what's next, what can we do, what's needed, and we got a lot of great ideas. I mean, we actually have people that are
That's all right. We'll keep going.
People that have lost their jobs as a result of this, either because they weren't able to go back to work for illness, or I
mean, there are plenty of people that are still out there that are still, and obviously there are many lives touched by this. But is there anything that you can tell folks that are still coping with this tragedy? Any advice?
Definitely. You know, just like you go to a funeral and everybody is there to pay their respect and support of the family, but you know, a couple weeks later, who's there? And that's when the pain really sets in for most of us. It's when our friends forget about us. It's very important this whole community not forget. For those who have lost somebody, it's extremely important that they know that it's going to take a long time. For anybody who went through the trauma of being there or the trauma of losing a loved one, they need to be mindful of their own personal feelings. They need to seek the help when they need it, whether that help is from a friend, a neighbor, a loved one, or whether that's going for some counseling, because it won't be over just the next couple of weeks. I'm literally talking about years of time that it often takes to work through an experience so horrendous. So I think we need to be, we all need to be mindful of that. Our whole community needs to remember that, but those most affected need to be thinking about how they're feeling, and those around them need to be taking care of them and watching for signs of, you know, of the trauma, of the pain, of the depression, of the other things that can come with something so horrific. We're a great, strong, resilient community, but we all have to take care of ourselves and our friends and families.
I can tell you, as an Orlando citizen and as an Orange County citizen, I can tell you it's very inspiring to watch you and Mayor Buddy Dyer, and how the way you guys handled it really picked up a lot of folks, and it was amazing to see. So we thank you so much for being on Flashpoint today, and we're gonna have much more news and weather coming up right after this break.